sweatshop. So anyway, I'm no expert, but how's the holidays been, guys? How's the holidays been? How's the school holidays been?
It's been great, Cass. It's been great. Thank you very much. You guys?
Yeah, good. Shipped the son off to holiday program, and the other one's working, so all good. And I'm working, so it doesn't. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have that time off. Which, well, I've had the last few days off, but that's about it.
Yeah. How about you guys? Because you guys have to work, eh? Like,
No.
you guys are teachers, but you have to work during the planning and all that kind of stuff.
That's what they tell people, but they don't.
Yeah.
That's really true.
I've been up all night.
Yeah, going to see we
To
tired.
works.
Yeah, I haven't touched my laptop since school finished.
And I just put mine over here for decoration.
No, see, we were quite lucky because our principal made us plan for week 1 for next week at the end of last term. Yeah. So we don't have to touch anything really because we've done it all. But I went to this place today. It was really cool. It's called Mama's Desserts out in South Auckland. They sell cool little desserts. It's cheesecake, but they're actually really nice, $6. And they have the book. So you guys should go try it out. Drive out there.
Where?
It's near the airport. Mama's Desserts.
How'd you find out about it?
Nice.
One of my mates, Rosie, suggested it today because we went out to look for a kuinga for our
Oh,
unit.
did you find one?
So we found it was $600, $650.
Oh.
But it was too heavy.
Yeah.
It fell. And then we went across to Mangere Town Centre and then we found one that you can just beat at the back. Like
You can't make it.
I told her she can make it, but she's like, oh no.
I want to buy it.
I told her
If
to
your
get
boss
her
is
kids
hearing
to
this,
make
she
it.
can make it. Okay.
No, but we were talking today, we were thinking maybe we should buy some stuff and get the kids to make it.
Oh, surely.
Yeah, but
But if they don't bust in.
and they love a time.
Yeah.
There's no time in the
Yeah.
term. But maybe
9 weeks. 9
maybe.
weeks.
Yeah, but
We've
we found a
got.
ngaifi, which was cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Is
that
it
was about
blunt?
$130. Yeah, they actually are blunt.
Yeah.
And they have adult sizes and kids sizes. So
Wow.
any bilingual units out there looking for stuff, go out south. Yeah.
That you were nice. Never mind. Right.
How have you been, Cam?
I've been busy, eh? Bit busy at work trying to get things done. Been bored over there.
Hey, did you enjoy being on our podcast the other
No, I did, eh? I did.
last week?
That was good.
2 weeks ago?
What was good about it? No, we're turning the interview.
No.
What's good about it?
Can we remind people whose podcast
Oh,
this is?
No, this is anyone's podcast. Really, it's just a conversation, not an interview. But no, I really like coming on the podcast because I knew what it was all about, obviously. But I think the challenge for me was just to not be awkward about any of the subjects that are being brought up on AFAKASI Scoop, because that's the goal, I think, for you guys and your podcast is to talk about stuff that's not really talked about, you know. And I think on your ad you say it's taboo subjects, so it's pretty cool because I don't think there's anything out there like that, especially for Pacifica and what is talked about on podcasts. Or you're not gonna get it on TV or anything like that. No way. You're not gonna get it on any mainstream sort of thing. So it's good that you guys are doing it.
So if you just want us on TV, just holler at us at WesWes Net and we'll talk to our people to talk to your people.
Yeah.
But that was my big question for you guys. How come you think this stuff is hard to talk about for our people? And it's quite easy for you guys to do it.
I still don't
Well,
think
it's
it's
not really
easy.
easy.
Yeah, I don't think it's easy. I
Oh, it
think
feels like it's easy. You
We
guys
still
like
struggle to come to terms with what we're talking about.
You're just making grabs up to say something.
Yeah, I think Rhea and I still find it hard to talk about. But when we're in the conversation, it's kind of like, well, you got to say your piece, or what's the point?
Yeah, and you just make light of it. I think you just
Yeah.
laugh about it. But people don't talk about it because we were raised to not talk about that
yeah,
kind of stuff.
and
There's
that's
no
it.
way that we would
Exactly
talk
it.
about any of this stuff to our parents. And so, like T mentioned in our podcast about how she would come to me, like we would talk to each other about, you know, that kind of stuff because we wouldn't go to our parents. And
No.
so you're learning off your mates, and Really, this is just a
please
conversation
delete
about.
off that,
This
mate.
is just a conversation about what we've already done, like, you know, our experiences and stuff. So that's in a way why it's easy to talk about it, because it's stuff that we've experienced.
Can I just say something from the last podcast? Can I clear something up about the virginity part?
No.
The reason why
No.
I lost my virginity?
No, you cannot. This
Yes,
is
you
not,
can. No,
This
you
is
be
not
honest.
AFAKASI SCOOP, okay?
Yeah, but we are talking about it. We are
It's my
talking about it.
opportunity to clear it up.
Clear it up.
Oh,
Because you cleared it up to me after the
I know,
mics
and you
went
didn't
off.
get it. The
Yeah.
only reason why I did it and it wasn't great was because Rhea made me do it.
And that's what happens. When you follow your friends, then, you know.
No, back then, no, but coming back to this, everything was sacred. I didn't have any, like, my dad talked to me about everything anyway. But when it came to sex in particular, he didn't cross that. All he told me, and like I said in one of our own first podcasts, his best advice to me was, you know, what did he say to me? Guy hates it when a girl's on heat and she stinks and she smells. So that always stuck in my head. But everything else I didn't. And so I was lucky I had Rhea back then, who I learnt a lot of things off. Wait, that's not sounding good.
No.
Not like that. No, I went to her for advice.
Keep going.
Yeah. Hey,
Keep going.
Yeah.
does that sound better?
No,
I went to
carry
Rhea
on.
for advice.
Okay, yeah, carry on.
And welcome, thank you very much.
So all that,
no,
and
but-
it was Rhea's fault.
No.
No, but that's what girls do.
Yes.
Girls can talk openly
course.
Yeah.
about stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, don't even think that after you hook up with someone that the girl is not going to go to her best mate
Oh,
or
shucks,
like
yeah.
already in the car ringing, like going, hey, guess what? Guess where I
Yeah.
just came from? That happens. Like
Yeah.
that actually happens, and you talk about that. And so, really, when we talk on AFAKASI SCOOP, it's just our normal conversations with a microphone in front of our
Being
face,
fake
and
fella.
that is the difference. Yeah.
It's a kiss and tell.
So,
Yeah.
so the fact
Yeah.
that it's out there in the internet,
Yeah.
is that what makes it hard? Is that just the hard part? Because obviously it's easy to talk amongst the girls
Yeah.
when you're discussing.
Because we know it's hard for people to talk about, and they judge straight away. Like, I think people judge, and they're probably thinking, oh my God, how do they talk about that stuff? Because we don't talk about it in our culture, you know, but that's just our podcast. That's what we do.
See, I don't even care so much about
No?
people's judgment. It's more about if my mum sees
Yeah.
it, my auntie sees it. It's my family, because I'm like 42 and still worried about what,
Yeah.
you know, what because they obviously don't know everything that happened when I was younger. That's just what it is, you know. But it's them that I'm worried about, and then because you still have
worried
yeah,
about.
still worried about it, because even
Yeah.
when you know, when we were growing up and stuff, it was still like you couldn't do things, you know, in case the whaiwhi else saw it, you know, or like, you know, it was always,
Oh my gosh, yes.
it didn't matter. And I still remember going to PIC and having all the boys in the back row, and they would just have their
Yeah.
sunglasses on because they've just come back from the clubs. But as long as the parents turn around and can see that you're sitting in church,
Doesn't
that
matter.
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know, so and so it's still that kind of thing. Like, you know, you're still kind of protecting your parents, you know, well, your parents really from, or your family from the judgment or whatever. But personally, I don't care, because that stuff happened and it doesn't define us, and it's just, it is what it is. And yeah, but and we have to talk about it because people are going through it. Like, we're not the only ones going through this stuff. So I think that's the overall reason why we do it, is because we know that, you know, there are people that, well, we wouldn't have listeners if people didn't want to know this stuff, right?
Right.
And so
Nah. So I think they just listen for the banter, some of them.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like they just like
majority.
the banter.
yeah,
But then the topics are real life
The
too.
top,
Yeah,
topics
yeah.
are good,
Yeah.
and I think
And
for me, I don't care. Like, I don't have parents to worry about now, you know. And my brother knows what I'm doing, and at the end of the day, I think the reason why I'm doing it is I'm just talking because this is me. This is what I have to say. This is my opinions, and a lot of people out there don't know who we are, us three, as personally. But the way we talk is the way we are in real life anyway, and it's the stuff we'd say anyway. And that's what I love about this. And to be honest, I don't listen to our podcasts. I don't go back and listen to them. I'll go through, you know, the previews or that come through, but I don't. I just say my bit and then I leave it.
yeah.
Like, I don't like to listen to it, because it's like our normal conversations. We'll have a conversation, we meet up, you know, and then talk and then just leave it. You don't go back and try and listen to your conversation again. It's a bit weird. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't really do that either. I don't really go back and listen. Probably the only time I listen again is when I have to look for something to put on the internet.
Yeah.
And then, but by that time, I know what's been talked about anyway.
Yeah.
So.
If it's really funny, I'll go back and listen.
Oh,
Like I've forgotten what we had said, and I just want to go back and listen.
I know you listen because
Yeah.
you'll post. You'll
It
say something
just
to us, and I'm
cracks
like,
me
"Shit, I
up."
haven't seen that. So I'll go look for it, and then I'll listen. Yeah.
But I like going back to the old stuff too, like just and listen to the
listen to the old stuff.
so I've gone back to like the earlier stuff, just
We
to,
weren't recording our faces.
yeah, just the laugh. Like it's just, I think maybe the early YouTube stuff as well, and I don't know, it's just remembering like, oh yeah, shit, we did talk about that. That's
Oh my
The
god.
best times were the COVID times, though. I reckon that's when we did our best
online,
yeah,
like-
because we didn't have to be together. It was good having a space, so we were able to talk like that. But when we were together like this, it's like
Because I can still reach.
you can reach her,
Yes.
bore her.
so. Carry on.
Yeah, the good thing about doing a podcast, like you got to be honest, and you can't help it.
Yeah,
And I think that, like you said, being honest, that's a natural thing.
Yeah.
If you do it for so long, and next minute you're just going to be honest anyway,
Mm.
because and I think why podcasts I think is so much better, because you are honest. People are honest.
Yeah.
You get what you get, and you can choose whether to listen to it or not. So.
Yeah. And you're more honest saying things here than if you were, let's say, podcasting in front of so many other people. You wouldn't be real. The stuff that will come out of your mouth will be fake as because you're watching what you're saying in front of people.
Yeah.
Whereas when we're here, we think about it after we've done it. We go home and go, shit, can you check that? 'Cause I don't think that was appropriate.
We
Yeah,
were doing that at the beginning
Yeah,
of
yeah,
our podcast.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, can you delete that?
yeah,
Delete that.
But that was because
There
we
was
were
a
worried
lot
about
of
our,
that.
what we were doing.
Yeah.
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 Now, don't give a shit.
It's another thing that people overlook too when doing the podcast, because that is a digital footprint.
Yeah.
When you put the episode out, and it's there forever.
Yeah,
It's going to be there for when we're long gone, you
Yeah.
know, and it's going to be there for our kids.
She's going to be so
grandchildren,
happy
you know.
that it's there because if I cark it first, she's going to go and just listen and graying and graying and
God,
listen
here
and
we
graying. Actually, I don't think she'll be able to listen for a long time.
No, I won't.
Because it's like a bit of her heart's gone.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't believe it.
You know, but even that, like how you went back
God.
to listen to the old ones, like you could hear how you guys were back then,
Yeah.
and you know, and
Yeah.
you can see the
Gotta go back.
progression, I guess.
Yeah,
I want to be young again.
it was only 2 years ago.
Oh my god, has it been wow.
I think it's been 2 years. Well, it's just been over 2 years. I think it was 2.5 because we started in like April or something.
Do we start during COVID?
Yeah, during COVID, the first lockdown, I think.
Wow.
True.
So if you guys take me out of the picture, what was the origin of AFAKASI Scoop? How did it all start for you guys?
Us drinking. Oh, we'll drink, we'll catch up, and then we'll start talking. Like, it's kind of like we get together and then everything that we've done during the week or whatever, or something that's come out, all comes out in that one conversation. All in one time. So we're drinking and we just had some really good conversation sometimes.
Do you remember what they were about?
No, I can't. I mean,
She said we were
most
drinking.
of
We were
it was
drinking.
about you.
Fact.
And we thought, oh my god, this would be. And this is when you were looking for podcasts and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh, no. But we always joked about, oh my god, if we were on TV right now, reality TV would be so famous with the stories that we have and the.
So if anyone wants to hire us for real TV, we are ready to be locked
Plug
up
number
together.
2.
And so that was it. We were like, oh, let's talk about. Let's just grab get some mics, put it in front of us, and just talk like we normally talk. And we did.
Yeah, because then we went into lockdown, and because I remember sitting in Papakura, and I was sitting in the room, and I just had the phone, earphones and microphone, and that's what we had, and we just did it off that, I don't know, I can't remember how, but yeah.
I think it came up when Sin asked about it, and then I thought about it as well. I was like, shit, you think about your job
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And but then That
then
was massive.
At that time, did you know what it was going to be about? Is that why you were thinking about your job?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only because I knew the stuff. Well, when she talked about us coming on, we're like, what are we going to talk about? We don't know about bow. You know, we can't talk about sports because they don't play sports. And, you know, they don't cook. Stuff like that.
Excuse me.
We just know how to talk real talk, you know, girl talk.
Yeah.
So then that was, and I was like, shit, girl talk is girl talk. People, you know, in my workplace, they don't know me. A lot of them don't know me for me. And I think, and for me coming on, it would be exposing who I am, the type of person I am. And then I think, I thought about it, and I thought, actually, that's a good thing. Because I know we got a lot of people who judge that are out there, you know? And I'm like, I got people who don't like me. I don't even know them.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? Fine. I know you're watching. And I thought, why not? You know, just come up and talk, you know, our professor stuff. But our biggest mistake, though, I've got to say, when we started first at home in my house, remember? We set up the podcast room.
Yes.
The biggest mistake was we started drinking. We thought, you know, we're mum's winding down.
Man.
So we thought, let's have some wine before we start. Twice we did that, and we were so on the podcast, you can hear it coming through. And we're like, you know what, we need to keep you there. Don't drink before the podcast because it was fail.
So wasted, eh?
Sad,
Did
'cause
that go
we'll
up?
be-
Did that go up?
It did
Yeah,
go
I
up,
think
and you
some
can
of it
hear
went
us.
up.
Just,
You can,
Yeah.
Oh
it's
my
the,
God.
It's the ones where it was just the voice ones. It's the earlier on ones where we just,
I
we get on. Yeah, I got nothing, that one.
Yeah.
And so now we know to drink, just, you know, have a few sips during.
Yeah.
We've learnt a lot
To
in the
be
last
like
2
ladies.
years. Yeah.
We have.
Well, that's my input to hi everybody.
So you guys decided to do one. What was the next step? Like, were you guys thinking about what to say and what kind of topics? How did that come about? The topics, and was there any structure to it, or you guys just freestyle?
It was very much trial and error.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
didn't know. So we just, you know, we try something, see if it works. And it was, each one bring a topic and then see if that worked. We'll talk about this for 10 minutes and then move on. Then we'll see if that worked. It was just really seeing how it went. And
And what worked for us.
yeah, and what worked for us.
But we found, for some reason, the sex topics, anything sexual was
yeah.
really,
Yeah.
everyone must love it. It's
Yeah.
because we're so knowledgeable.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're professional.
So yeah, we went to
They
do our
love our
PhD in sex. That's
Yes.
why we're coming on
We
here.
should have.
Hey,
Yeah.
we could bust it.
Yeah.
We should
But then,
tour.
Already have.
but then, you know, that makes sense because if people are not talking about it, they want to hear it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're not hearing it from anywhere else.
No.
You know, and some of them are thinking the same things that we're
Oh,
talking, but they're not,
absolutely.
you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, just put it out there. And I think that's what cracks people up about it, is because it's real and it's true and it's stuff that we're not sugarcoating
Yeah.
anything.
We're saying what they're thinking.
Yeah.
Really.
And we're not we're not saying that we know everything. This is all our own opinions and
Yeah.
our own experiences. Like, we're not. So yeah. Sorry, I'm talking. Hey,
And there's
just
still some
No.
awkwardness with it as well. I mean, like Sin
Yeah,
said,
still.
I think still
Yeah.
me and Sin are like, oh my God, I can't believe
Like-
this.
But that's
Like,
amazing because I can't
why
tell.
does this-
I can't even tell when you guys are on.
Oh, because we've got
we-
actors
yeah.
and
Why do you keep saying you two?
Because you're not awkward about it. You're just straight up, oh
You
yeah,
always
yeah.
like me and Ria or me and Shin. What about Antoni?
Because you are like straight up, oh, they're pussy, like that. And you just don't even care.
It's
and,
bullshit.
Yeah, see? And so whereas as soon as the question comes up, we're like, oh God, I can't believe this is happening again. Like, I
Yeah.
can't believe this is happening to
That's
us.
right.
And you're just like, is that or what? So,
Yeah.
that's why. So the awkwardness is never there. For the topic to be brought up. But I think we get through it, you know.
Yeah.
But it's more just
So would you
Yeah.
say that helps if opportunities like that for you guys to feel comfortable?
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's somebody has to start it. Like somebody has to bring up. Otherwise, we'll all be awkward
It's
and
the
not bring up
applause.
anything.
I'm bucking down here. Can't hear. Keep going.
Yeah, no, it sucks. No. So yeah, I think it's you have to have, you know. There's always one, mate.
Yeah,
There's always
there's
one that has
always
to
one.
be straight up, and she's right. You know, she is straight up, and that works for us. That works for the group. You can't all be shy to talk about it.
Yeah, we'll be the same.
And I've got to say that as you know, the years have gone on, I've probably become a bit more aware of not wanting to talk about it either. Like, and I'm always thinking around the sex conversation because I don't like talking about the past, like keep going back
Yeah.
in and dragging it back up again, because it's like it's things that have been kind of put away.
Yeah.
And also too, I'm in a journey with a walk with God and going to church more and stuff, so I find it really difficult to go back and talk about sex again. So that kind of stops me from probably bringing it up, and wanting to be open about it as well, because it's not something that I want to engage in all the time. But again, it's a team effort, and it's, it is what it is.
And we just bring it back out.
And these guys just want to keep bringing back the past.
And we continue,
And we still
They'll
carry
still
on.
do it.
continue to do that for you.
And
So it's been pretty brilliant that you guys did the question thing, because it's out of your hands really.
yeah.
And whatever comes out of the boxes, you're gonna answer it.
Yeah,
the best you
yeah.
can. The
Yeah.
best you can.
Yeah.
The best you can. That's a good.
Yeah.
So we're
Yeah.
put on the spot, really. Can't really
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
to lie or anything. You just
Nah.
tell your truth.
And that's it, eh? Just tell your truth. We're too
Yeah.
old for this. Like,
I'm out.
honestly, way too old for
We're past
like.
30, man. Give us a break.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. So it's just too. I mean, we're just at that age where, I mean, if you're still worrying about what's going to come out of your mouth and who's going to
Oh
not
my
like you
God.
for
Yeah,
what you
that's
say
true.
and stuff, then
Yeah.
I mean, that's on them, man. I really
Yeah.
just don't.
I mean, you've met our mate May. She's a shooter. She doesn't give
Yeah.
stuff about anything.
Yeah.
Whatever comes out of her mouth, it comes out, and she doesn't care.
Yeah.
Because we're closer to cocking it than we are being young.
So
We
might as well
are.
be honest.
He's been trying
Might
to
as
put
well
us
be-
in our graves since
No,
we were
I'm
like
just
30,
saying,
man.
realistically, people are starting to, go. And who knows if we're going to be around the next 10, 20 years, 30. Who knows?
Well,
So why are we busy worrying about what people think?
Exactly.
And people judging us
Yeah.
for us being us. I mean, we have fun. We enjoy our company. And we
Yeah.
know this is a real friendship. Like, this
Yeah.
is like sisters, sisters I don't have, never had.
yeah.
Well,
And-
let's say it would never work if it wasn't real.
Yeah, no,
You know,
exactly.
this podcast would have never
Yeah.
worked. Like, as much as we tried to
Yeah.
act or whatever,
Nah,
it
so
wouldn't have.
what you see is what you get with us. And I love
Yeah.
that about AFAKASI Scoop. That's basically it. What you see is what you get.
And sometimes we don't agree on things, and
Yeah.
sometimes we do, but that's just how it is, and we agree
Yeah.
to disagree.
Yeah.
Do you guys? It's pretty refreshing when someone like May comes on and really enjoys it too, and,
Yeah.
and leaves and wanting
Yeah.
to come back. Yeah. 'Cause
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all. It sends a message to you guys that you guys are doing a
Yeah.
good thing. But you know what? The feedback you guys have been getting, are they mostly male feedback or female?
Mostly male. I think you put up a post on I think it was the WesWes Net Insta, and it was the question about I think if you about faking orgasms,
Oh, yeah.
and the comments were under there were all, I think the majority
Yeah.
were male.
I like the guy that said, tell them
Yeah.
if they're, frigging up, if they're
Yeah.
not performing well, just tell them instead of, and I was like, oh, yeah, that's a good comment. So big
Yeah.
ups to that person that said that. But I don't know much about our listeners and stuff because I don't follow
Yeah.
the data.
Yeah.
Like I said, once I've finished
Girlfriend
recording,
just
that's me.
turns up and
I
does
just
her,
turn up and talk.
she just stirs up shit and then she walks
Yeah.
out, mate, and doesn't
Be a
even look
bitch
back.
and then
I
goes.
don't look at who's listened, any comments. So, yeah.
Yeah, but I
Right.
think it's mostly male. Although leading up until the beginning of this year, it was mostly male listeners, and then after our the last two podcasts, then it's flipped back to
Because it was
the
ladies
females.
first, eh?
Yeah,
and then it was
females, yeah.
males, and now it's flipped back to the ladies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was ladies.
I think they just wanted to know about the faking because they all have something in common.
Yeah.
That's why that was all those lot.
They're all looking at their woman now when they're
Is everyone else doing the same thing?
true.
Because you guys had a long break, eh?
Yeah.
Between,
Oh,
but you guys had 3 episodes in a row, 3 weeks in a row,
Yeah.
and I think the numbers have been going up
Yeah.
since then.
Mm.
So I'm
That's
glad you guys
cool.
are back on the. on the WesWes Network.
Yeah, are you glad that we're carrying WesWes Net again? Jokes.
More content for the previous.
yeah.
You're welcome.
Keep that bit.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
So again, TV3 or TV1 if you want us to come to a podcast.
$100 an hour.
That's right.
No, but I think too. We've got this year has been a really difficult year. It's been a year of we've just all had stuff happen, and I think this is also an opportunity for us to get together because we get so busy that if we don't almost force this time to do it, then we don't catch up. I mean, we message like nearly every day through Messenger, but it's different being face to face and talking. And I think that this has kind of, made us do that. And also too, I think once we found a format that worked, that also makes it easier to podcast as well, because sometimes it's really hard to go, oh, what should we talk about? Just because we're also really tired as well.
Yeah.
So
it has to be something that's interesting, because
I think we were just getting a little bit dry at the end last year, I'm saying, because it got to the point where Ria was typing a lot of our agenda, and I felt stink because I don't do that sort of stuff, and so we sort of put it on Ria, really, and then she would tell us, okay, this do this format, and then it got to the point where she had, I think she was tired. I don't know whether we were tired. We weren't doing anything. But then this year, a lot of things have come. We've all got our personal stuff that we're going through this year. We've got each new things, new jobs, stuff. We've got different things going on in our lives, but and that's why we didn't really start podcasting again this year till May. But it was good because that's the only time we really get to catch up properly now. Yeah. And that sucks until hopefully Christmas holidays we have a bit of actual downtime without the mics, without all that stuff, and just us time. Yeah. Doing our we've got a tradition thing. No, we've got our pre-Christmas thing we do now. We've done for the last 2 years. AFAKASI Scoop gets together with our kids and partners, and we celebrate Christmas. So I'm looking forward to that.
Actually, we can talk about why it's we have actually been asking to have male listeners on the AFAKASI Scoop as a guest, and the feedback has been
why don't you want to come on to our podcast?
There's
been no's, straight no's.
Why?
Hell no.
I think they're scared of our questions, and they're scared like how we were scared, with the talking about certain subjects. So I think with them, they're the same. And not only that, I think they're scared of us.
I talked to Cam earlier, and you know why I reckon they don't want to come on? It's because they'll get caught. With our questions, I reckon they're going to stutter. Now, if they're dudes and they got missuses, the missuses are going to be watching, right? And then if we go, so did you enjoy your first time with sex? Then they'll be, and then the missus at home are watching that and thinking, why did you pause? Who were you thinking about?
Yeah, but if you have an understanding with your partner, you shouldn't. You should. Oh yeah, he's gonna say blah blah. I know that. Now, if he came out with a different answer, that would be different.
Yeah.
But do you think that's our culture coming into play again?
I think
our culture's coming into play again because we're not built to talk about these things.
Yeah.
We won't have we won't have experience.
I'm woke.
We won't have experience just brushing it off because it's nothing.
Yeah.
It's just
I have
words.
A question.
It's just words.
Do dudes how I said I went to Ria a lot when I was younger, a couple of years ago.
Whatever.
I was 21.
No.
I had my go-to person or my group of friends. Do dudes do that? I've always wondered that. You know how they go and they have their meals and stuff and they're 19, 20, whatever. Do they go tell their boys?
No.
No. Not
really?
Not really.
They don't.
Do some?
Only the show-off ones, I think.
Have you had some?
So, I mean...
Yeah.
You have? Oh, so there are dudes like that do
no,
that.
But if you're hiding it, then you don't tell, eh?
Oh, yeah. Have you had any of those? Any of your friends been hiding it? And they got a message?
It's not a subject we get together and talk about like girls do, I think.
So that's
like if
Must be the certain
it only comes out if someone gets caught doing it,
right?
Yeah,
or everyone knows because it's in their face, sort of thing. Like if we're at a party and the guy goes off home with a girl, then it'll be talked about the next day. But that's it. It's
Oh,
not.
true.
It's not like a constant thing because we're talking about sports, man. We're talking about sports, movies.
Yeah.
That's a boring, man.
Sex is a sport, eh? We talk about sports
Yeah.
too.
Gosh, it's a lot of energy and
Yeah.
buffing.
Lose a lot of calories.
Yeah. Hey, so we should do, that's our sport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you
Yeah.
do the long distance? Yes.
But you see, like, you asking me that, wanting to know what's
Yeah.
in the boy's mind. It's both ways, right? Because
Yeah,
girls don't
yeah.
understand where guys come from.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we would like to get
Some dudes
like
on.
some guys, and so like you were apprehensive about coming on AFAKASI
Yeah.
Scoop as well, right?
Be honest.
No, I was just.
What a changes. What a changes. Tell the truth.
Hey, I think, come on.
Yeah, you
that
did.
was
Yeah, yeah.
such short notice.
A
Yeah.
lot of
I was like,
persuasion.
A lot
okay.
of people would have said no.
I wasn't,
Yeah.
I wasn't supposed to come on, but you
Now
guys
wait, see,
told me.
that's the dude thing. I'm gonna cut you. Sorry for a minute. That's the dude thing. Dudes
They
like,
don't want to come on.
no, dudes.
why.
Dudes are quite what's the word? Macho, not macho. It's almost like, we were joking before. Okay, this is girl talk now. Yeah, joking before, and then he said, he was a bit nervous. But then when we put the dude on the spot, that's probably why they don't want to come on, because then they change their answer.
Well, that's why. That's
yeah,
why
so that's why they don't want to come on.
And they might feel the pressure that we're. And then
Yeah.
the answer's not the
And it
answer
makes them
they
drink
wanted to
more.
give. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's also
Hopefully
the
it comes out.
it's also the partner at home, right?
Yeah.
They're thinking about the partner at home.
They're
That's
thinking
true.
about, oh my
How they-
gosh, she's going to listen and
Yeah.
I'm going to get it.
Yeah.
That's massive.
Yeah, that is big.
Yeah.
But some if you talk about, like, if you think about what happens in America, they don't care.
Yeah.
Nah.
That kind of stuff is like,
That stuff's wow.
it's like
Next
normal.
Yeah.
I think if it's like in the past,
But I
got nothing to
think
do with their partner, then they can be talked about to the
Yeah,
extreme level,
Yeah.
you know, because they feel like the partner won't get offended because that's in his past. It's got nothing to do with her now. But with us, it's like different. We're not used to that. Like whatever we say in our past are reflected to.
Yeah, but if you've got stuff that you want to say honestly, then
Yeah.
why would they get mad? I mean, I don't think I
But I
would
think
get mad.
it's just the fact of not being used to talking like that.
Yeah, I mean, we've had 2 years of practice, so I guess, it's
Professional now.
2 years of practice talking about this, but it took a lot to get to how,
Yeah, because
not-
we didn't want to say names, mention
Yeah.
names. It was just like
It was so much editing in the beginning
so much
because
shit.
yeah.
Now it's
But-
like I don't give a shit. What
Yeah.
I'm saying
But we
now.
don't have to drop names. I mean, I think if you normalize,
No, in fact-
what are you guys doing? Talking
accidentally
about.
comes out. Like we don't
Yeah.
purposely say the name.
I think what you guys are doing when you talk about these things, you're normalizing it.
Yeah.
Because when girls see you guys talk about it openly and on a podcast and out for everybody, like it's out there for everybody, they think, man, I experienced the same thing these girls are talking about.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
we get that
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Which I think is real cool.
Especially around the cheating stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
there was
Oh my
so
gosh,
much.
So much
Because
attention
I think
to
we
that,
did.
eh?
Did we
Engagement.
do a live?
Yeah.
For the
Oh,
cheating
yeah, we
one.
did.
Yeah, yeah.
And honestly, man, then we were really shocked. Like, I mean, I was scared because I was like,
Yeah.
man, we haven't done this before. But there was so many, there was so many elements to
Yeah.
it to try and keep up. But we were so happy after that live.
It was probably our best show ever.
And we were
Yeah.
nervous because we weren't sure if people were going to watch it. And
Yeah.
it was our first time going live.
Or liked what we had to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the cheating stuff, man, people just like eat that stuff up, and
Yeah.
and you just see how much of it goes on.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's not talked about really out
Yeah.
in public.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of the stuff we say, because the cool thing is we give a lot of not options, but reasons behind things,
Yeah.
different. And I think a lot of people, and I'm talking about chicks and stuff, really, that are going through the cheating stuff. It's like they're not on their own. Like things that are going through their head and they're second guessing themselves. It's real. It's stuff that we even know and we're talking about. And so for them to listen to that and think, oh shit, okay, that's real. Like he is being an egg, or I am being an egg, or and it's just for us a way to get it out there that we're just getting our opinions out. And the cool thing about it is that we all have different opinions sometimes.
Yeah.
And that's what comes out on the podcast. So giving the different points of views are really good for the people out there because they see the different points of views. And
I think one
Yeah.
of the funny ones was that we got from people was when we were honestly talking about what we would do if we were to find out that someone was getting beaten up, or one of the girls were getting beaten up. What would we do? And T came out with a solution of like grab and jump out the window.
My
What
escape
was
plan.
Her escape
yeah, that's
plan
right.
that went on for like nearly 2 podcasts.
I just said escape, okay? just
Oh, that was the breakup episode. Eh?
I think it was.
I think
Breakup episode, not the cheating one.
Oh, yeah, that might have been the breakup one. Yeah.
That was a phase we went through that. Like a lot of questions coming through were around breakups, cheating.
We couldn't get away from the relationship.
We couldn't.
We were
So-
trying to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We tried to get away from it because we didn't want to be known as just the sex podcast, relationship
the
podcast. So we tried so hard.
Which there are podcasts I've seen in America.
Yeah.
that are
Yeah,
just
but then
about
we
that stuff.
flunked. Like people didn't want to hear the stuff, and we're like, let's talk about urine and cooking and stuff like that. It's like,
Yeah.
you know,
Serious?
so
Really?
But
Yeah.
I'll be honest though, when it was mentioned, oh, should we talk about our kids? I was like,
Yeah,
I talk about my kids.
I know.
I mean, it's not boring, but
our kids would love us to talk about them on the podcast.
Yeah, yeah.
of course they would.
But I'm very proud to say I've got 3 children, twins 15.
They already
My
know
youngest
it's
is
in
13.
the
I'm
podcast
just saying it
500
again, just in
times.
case.
I think there's a level of protection though as well.
Yeah,
because
yeah,
as
yeah.
mums, we
Cut
can't.
out.
We don't want to talk about our kids.
Exactly.
I will talk
And
to
what
the
they-
girls
yeah.
about what happened with my kids,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
that stuff I don't want to share with the public because, like you said, there's a digital footprint, right?
Yeah, not the
and
stuff they
and
do.
you know, we don't want. We vent as mums about our kids, but we don't. It doesn't mean we love our kids any less.
Yeah.
We,
Yeah.
That's where we get our
Yeah.
We still protect
support
them.
from, and so we have to
Yeah.
protect our kids because
Yeah.
it's like you don't want them to see it and go, or somebody to go, oh, your mum was on podcast talking about you were this and that. You know, I mean that's.
Can I ask a
yeah.
question?
Mm.
Wait, can I ask a question? Can I ask a question? You know, our podcast, would you mind if your kids saw it?
Oh,
Yeah, I
Oh, sorry.
I wouldn't mind. I think
Yeah.
they could learn a lot from listening to Mummy and the 2 Witches.
What? How did I become a witch?
Hocus Pocus gang.
But that's not forever, eh? That's like certain, because you guys appeal to certain age group, right?
Yeah,
So when you say kids, some of the kids probably won't want to listen to it, 'cause probably don't understand. But when they probably do, they'll probably be later on in life. You know?
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, my 14-year-old is just liked our thing on Instagram.
One of my
before it
kids
came on.
one of my
They
kids
like, I
watches
was like,
us.
oh, okay.
One of mine does, and I don't mind it because, to be honest, I want them to learn.
Yeah.
yeah.
And if she's listening to all the different types of advice and different
And
thoughts
how
that are
we're
going,
honest.
and how
Yeah.
honest we are,
They'll be
it's
able
building
to
her
talk.
own knowledge.
Yeah.
You know, so it's preparing her. Whereas I wish I knew a lot of the stuff.
Yeah.
See, you saying that's opposite to how parents fought
Yeah,
Yeah.
when it comes to these kind
Yeah.
of subjects.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it makes them feel like that they can ask us too,
Yeah.
because they've
Exactly.
already heard us talking about it.
yeah,
So they'll probably feel like, oh, okay, I can ask my mum about
yeah.
it.
Instead of running to your friends or
Yeah.
running
Mm.
to,
Yeah.
and that's what I did because you know, and that's
Yeah,
what a lot of us
of
did.
course
You know, we went to our mates.
Yeah.
Whereas I would love my kids just to come to us as
My
parents.
mates
come
gave
to
the
me
wrong
and talk.
answers.
No comment on mine.
Ngalai whai ako ase si whalongo wai loa.
I said, say how mates, you know who I'm talking about.
Carpet burn is not great. Carry on. Sorry.
So you know the stuff that you guys learned, like, did you guys set some rules along the way with what you guys can not talk about?
We did in the beginning, and then it just became
There'll
Who
be
cares?
nothing left to talk
Yeah,
about.
to talk
I think
about-
all we
yeah.
did
Oh,
was
right.
just say that. I mean, obviously you can't use names, and you know you can't talk about specific things at
we try not to
that
talk about
happen
work.
at work. Yeah,
Yeah, we
happen at
don't.
work.
It's sort of off limits work.
Yeah, just because that's our
That's our thing.
that's
Yeah.
our
But that came later on
that yeah
because
that-
we
that-
weren't sure about that in the beginning, and that's what we were really worried about.
yeah
But then after, when we got used to it, and I was like, actually, you know what? If we have just not talk about it, and
Yeah.
we've been getting on well without having to talk
Yeah, yeah.
about it. Like we don't need to.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's because at the beginning it was, well, we're just talking about just 3 months unwinding, and that was the
Yeah.
thing. So when you unwind, you talk about what happened in your week. What did you do in your
Yeah.
week? You obviously dealt with your kids and
Yep.
you went to work. So that was always the stuff that we talked about. And
Yeah.
so we thought, okay, that would work. But then it just got really difficult because of things that happen at work.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, you can't talk about
Yeah.
that because at the end of the day, you know.
Because I'm going to drink heaps
We
of
want to have a
get
job.
fired. Yeah, we all
We need a job.
need to pay the mortgage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to feed a children.
Yeah.
And saying that though, because you guys are teachers, like, is there a fear of parents listening, teachers listening?
No, I know some parents
Yeah,
listen.
same.
And the cool thing is, the parents that I do know that listen are like those parents, and I think some of them know me, like they've gotten to know me through the school, and not me as a teacher, but me as a person. Like,
yeah.
and what I do is the way I talk to people is the way I talk to everybody the same way. Kids, teachers, parents, and yeah. So I just, there's no point in worrying about the parents. I mean, the parents can complain if they want to, but this is something totally different. This is basically us talking as girls, but it's out there, you know, and it's stuff I'd talk about anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's me. It's real
Yeah.
stuff. It's us.
And I think if you knew them, if you're a parent and you knew them as teachers,
Yeah.
they're really good at their jobs.
Yeah.
You know, and so that is never what you do in your, you know, personal life
Yeah.
or talk about in your personal life does
Doesn't
not
reflect-
affect
Doesn't affect
yeah.
what
the-
you do as
yeah.
a teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
you know, and if you did know us, like we're genuinely good people.
Yeah.
Like we don't mean any like harm on anyone, and it's
Yeah.
never, you know, and I know we joke about some serious stuff, but it's never, you know, we just don't have that kind
Yeah.
of heart. And,
Yeah.
yeah, and I think if a parent saw it and they were to complain, I mean, it would be squashed so quickly because these guys
Yeah.
are so good, and they literally love the kids and the work
Yeah.
that they do, and they're so dedicated to it that you couldn't fault it because of something that was said on.
I think if my parents
media.
saw our videos, they'll be like, "Oh my god, that's
I want to have a drink
That's
with them.
Yeah,
I want to have a drink with them.
yeah.
that is so true. Because the beauty of working in a bilingual is that's the kind of relationship I have with the parents anyway.
Yeah.
Like the
Yeah.
mums come in, they go songa, oh,
Yeah.
bring our and then we'll be
Yeah.
like blah blah blah, lakunga, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
We just laugh, and then the child's just standing there for like
Yeah.
the last 10 minutes waiting.
Yeah.
But you know, so I think what they see is what
They
they'll
get.
see.
And to be honest,
Online
what
anyway.
happens here is what makes us good teachers.
I know.
The honesty, everything, the open-mindedness, and it really helps. Like, I think the kids that I have, I always form a really good relationship. I love all my kids that come through. It's almost to the point where it's overstepped. Like there was a parent I saw a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, "Where's my son? I haven't seen my son." You know, and I just love that.
Yeah.
It is what it is. So, like, yeah, it is what you see is what you get. Like I said earlier.
What's with the open-mindedness? Because is that something that we're not experiencing these days?
You
lately?
have to.
With
Oh,
people?
you have
think
to.
we
You
need
have to,
to.
man.
You got
Yeah.
people are so honestly, like I said last week,
So
the
much
society we're growing up in is like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You got to be open-minded. You got to see the different avenue. You can't be freaking one-minded and just see one thing. You got to see every other aspect before you make judgment and jump.
Yeah.
In anything, you got to see all aspects, and that's being open-minded, rather than getting ika and just, you know. And yeah, I don't know.
And I think because there's not one right way of doing things.
No.
Like we've learned as mums is that it's the way that they parent is different to the way that I parent, and we'll see how the kids turn out, you know, because it's like you
Yeah.
can't. I can't parent my kids the same way T parents them. I mean, we could do that, but they will have different outcomes anyways because they have different environments. But I just think there's just no fixed way anymore. And also too, it's none of our damn business what other people do.
Exactly.
So there is
Yeah.
you know, so that's where the open-minded comes, is that if you know, say you're this and that, it's like, up to you, mate.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I mean, that has no effect on me or my
No.
life. So you do you and
Yeah.
whatever you want, and I'll do me, and then that's kind of it, you know. Like,
Yeah.
if it doesn't affect me and my children, then it's a non-event type thing, you know.
How about you, Sim? How's the openness?
Yeah, I agree with the girls. Like, especially, but what what Rhea said, if it's nothing to do with me and my kids, then or my family, then why should you care?
Mm.
Why should we care anyway? But yeah, everybody has to have some some time where they should be open-minded, because you're not always going to get I forgot what I was going to say.
She's nodding. Thank you for the question. Thank you for the question. It's okay.
Do you know what? I stared at the thing and I went, oh.
You're just looking at yourself and talking. Now you've lost what you're talking about because she's looking at the camera.
Oh gosh.
I'll tell you guys what I've learned about open-mindedness and stuff, like with this podcast. Like, even if empty out the clip, like being open-minded, and empty out the clip means to go handy or whatever your opinion is.
Do you guys think you guys do?
You know what? I hold back.
To our level?
But why?
To our level.
Me personally, I hold back a little bit because I'm conscious of back on the 135, and that's inviting anyone to come and have a talk to. And if somebody out there doesn't agree with what I said somewhere else, they probably won't come, which is not the point.
Yeah.
So it just shows I have no faith with people, what they think, their opinions and that.
Hey, don't care what they think. Who cares?
No, just the fact that I want to talk to them.
Yeah.
But just if they heard me say something they didn't disagree with, they probably won't come.
Yeah, true.
So I'm like, oh, that's my...
Yeah,
that's the only reason why I sometimes hold back on empty at the club. And I just let Avi and let it go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What they say. Because I think the society we live in,
Yeah.
like people are so easy to troll people on social media.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And you can't change their minds on anything. And so they judge that on other people.
Yeah.
Like if they can't change their mind, then why would they expect anyone else to change their mind? And they'll just attack and attack,
Yeah.
you know? So I don't know. I just think I'm probably looking into this too much, but I feel like it can be a detriment if I go handy on what my opinion is.
Yeah, I think just go handy, whatever. I mean, you're all in or not, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes us work. We're just all in. And I think
And
it depends on who you get into.
Yeah, yeah.
It depends on who you get in. Like, I know if there are people who, personally, I knew wouldn't go handy or were reluctant or were too much, I wouldn't get them on because, first of all, you put them on the spot and then you're not wanting the real stuff. And that's what I think AFAKASI Scoop is about. It's the real stuff. But at the same time, putting it out there because, like I said, the reason why I put it out there was because a lot of the conversations we never heard it out there. You know, we never heard other people talking about it. And I think, I don't know, it's just us being whaikakala anyway. We just like to talk about stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, just being open and honest about it. And yeah, as for these two being hesitant, I think they've really come a long way though. I've always been the don't give a craps.
But I think your attitude of just doing it and just like recording and then walking away, not listening to it is a good thing. It's a good thing because what's done is done, what's said is said.
Yeah.
Why don't I need to?
It is
you know,
what it
it's for
is.
everybody else to enjoy.
Yeah, you
know?
judge. Like,
Yeah.
you're either going to get positive or negatives, and mentally, and it's me being open-minded, you're going to get positive and negatives, you know? You're not always going to get I didn't go into this expecting 100% everyone's going to love it.
Yeah.
You know, I always knew,
We'll get
shit, what
haters.
if people hate it? But it's like, you know what? You can't please everybody.
No.
At the end of the day, if there are people who listen to us because they enjoy listening to us, thanks. That's cool. Thank you. If there are people who are listening to us because they want to see all of this, thank you.
And
If there are people listening just because they want to, like, hate,
thank you as well.
Thank you. And yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, we said
You know?
from the beginning when we first started that if this is not the podcast that you guys
don't
like,
listen.
we're not the only podcast around.
No, we're not.
You don't have to listen to us. So
No.
there's plenty of other podcasts out there that might tickle your fancies.
Yeah. And we don't mind.
And
That's the thing.
And
Yeah.
we have had people write to us and say, oh, we didn't agree with
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
That's
But-
cool.
Yeah, but we've turned that, that
Yeah.
around going, nah, honestly, man. And again, it's we're not hateful people. We're not, man.
It's good feedback
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
I think
a
it's
lot of the
good.
feedback we get in positive, negative, we really take it to heart, and it's
Yeah.
like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
And especially when we talk about the fetish
yeah.
podcast, a lot of opinions came through that. Because we were like, ooh,
Yeah.
but some of
We
it
were,
excuse me.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh,
Ooh.
true, okay, sweet. We've never been in that position,
But
so
there was stuff we learned new stuff.
We
that
did
day.
learn new
So
stuff.
that was a good thing.
yeah.
Our ooze became
Our ooze were like,
a learning.
wow. Son's gonna try it
and then report back.
Oh my God! Sorry, people.
on the next podcast.
So what was some of that stuff that you learned?
Yeah, wangalo.
Don't lie. Try it tonight.
Dickhead.
So I think that the comment
so
around the fetishes was that because we were so strong in the opinion of, ooh, that's so gross, is
Yeah.
that somebody had kind of said, you guys are shutting that down, but people might listen to that and like be upset because they're into that stuff.
Yeah.
And then we're like straight up, ooh, and I'm like, oh yeah, and I was like, yeah, and I
Ooh,
said,
yeah, cool.
I know, but we did say, yeah, it's ooh to us because we don't know.
Yeah.
But like, if anyone wanted to come on board, and how you said you'll have a different opinion to people, but you can come on and have your opinion.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean we have to agree.
Nah.
But but everything, this whole thing is about learning as well.
But I think some people, when they do reply to, they're hiding.
Yeah, true.
Some of them, but really, it's touched them.
Yeah.
But they're hiding. They won't go under.
How dare you squash my fantasy of feet?
But some people.
Sorry, but this is not a fetish podcast.
That's pretty weak reply, that person. Because obviously it's opinion.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but
No.
you are always going to get it.
Peace.
We are so at peace.
Please don't say that.
Oh, sorry, that's what you're into. What? Sucking
Sin.
toes or whatever.
It wasn't even suck the toes.
Oh, it was honey on the toes last
Also-
week, eh?
No, that was last week. No,
No, but what was
It was the
one-
poo. The poo.
oh, what did you talk about golden showers or something?
that and then the pooing on you. Oh, God.
Really?
Yeah, I talked about that.
Oh yeah, the sex thing.
I talked
Yeah.
about the balloon one, the guy who was obsessed with balloons or something like, and that was.
Okay, we
his
don't need to
thing.
talk about it now. So it's on another podcast.
Oh my
That was the
gosh.
question.
Yeah.
So I think the thing is that it's not. I don't think. I think a lot of people who comment are unfortunately given the name Karen, right? Like they always, oh, that Karen, just because they're commenting. But we need to be careful with that too, because people
Yeah.
have, yes, you're going to get some Karens who are angry about everything. But if you are going to deal with it in that way and be dismissive, then you're just, you're not addressing it. But again, if they want to have that opinion, that's up to them. But they don't have to listen.
Yeah, I've had a number of those kind of comments too on MTL Clip and back in 135. But some of those comments you can tell, I was alluding to earlier about those kind of people that just think one way and, probably judge you on that.
Yeah.
They're not open-minded.
Yeah.
These are those kind of people.
Yeah.
That are not open-minded.
But you're not going to get them to be open-minded by shutting them down and telling them to F off or talk to them like that. It's like, okay, up to you, mate.
They're just
Like,
going to be very bitter people
Yeah.
because they only see one way.
It's like I heard someone say, I'm not going to mention names, but I heard someone said to me, oh, so that guy, blah, 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 he's not even from Ranui. And I was like, what? And he goes, why is that? But
That was in regards to what?
narking right now. But the podcast has nothing to do with 135.
Oh, you mean the back of the 135?
No, it wasn't back of the 135. It's
Oh.
empty out the clip.
Oh,
But
okay.
the person said,
Oh, right.
I heard them say, oh, he's not even Ranui, from Ranui.
Right.
And I said, excuse me, I know for a fact he's from Ranui because he grew up with my brother.
Yeah.
And then, and I know his sister.
Yeah.
But, do you know, it's like, people just say stuff that's like, they're the only people in Ranui.
Yeah.
Like, no, you're not.
Your own runaway?
Yeah, I'm just like, bro, like, grow up. Like, you're not the. He's
like,
not just going to
appreciate
go
Ranui's out there,
blurting
man.
about his Ranui
You know?
if he wasn't from Ranui.
Yeah.
But then to go and say things like, oh, yeah, he's not from Ranui. I don't know where he came from. I'm like,
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna cut this out.
Nope.
I just thought as an example.
Nah,
'cause
see, the
those
thing
people
is-
need to calm down.
People
okay?
are quick to jump on the
I'm
negative.
drinking wine now
Yeah.
because
Like, noticed lately myself in the last maybe 6 months, I've always said stuff to people, even at work and at home. I'm like, oh my gosh, think positive. You know, you're always going for the negative, think positive. So with that thing with the Rānui thing, it's like, flip it to the positive. It's like, well, hello, Rānui's being represented and it's being, the name is
But
being
was
pushed
there
out
any
there. So
need for
hello.
it?
I
Was there
know.
any need for
That's
the
what I'm
mention?
saying. You're so negative.
Oh, I don't
Flip
know.
your mentality
Yeah,
and think,
yeah.
well, shit, cool, Rānui's out there now.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and putting it's like, because I lived in Rānui
Exactly.
and I love living in Rānui.
Me too.
You know, and it's like, well, just be proud it's there. Why you
Yeah.
got to say it was not even from Rānui?
Have you got
I
proof of
was like,
address?
yeah, exactly.
You're not even on a podcast.
Excuse me. Yeah.
Sorry.
While you're in the
Smash
podcast,
it.
it's called Empty Out the Clip. It's got nothing to do with 135.
Empty out your mouth. No, sorry. It's
So,
got nothing to do with
see, and that's how real we're coming out now.
It's coming out now.
It's coming out now.
Actually, I must say, when the comments come through, these two are the first two to also, and I say, don't reply.
You're positive.
Leave it alone.
Yeah. Hey,
I'm
leave
positive
it also
after that.
positive, okay?
No,
Yeah.
man, honestly,
Yeah.
and I just leave it alone, leave it to HR, and I'll deal with it
I see all the
You're
comments
lucky
coming on
you
Yeah,
TikTok.
HR.
every time.
All the comments coming on TikTok at the moment. You guys.
Yeah, there was some,
Like,
there was
we-
some
we-
big numbers, eh?
haven't-
Viewing numbers.
We
Yeah.
had some that disagreed with the whole 13-year-old.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That was
question.
good. I like
yeah.
that.
I like that. And of course, when you read that question, straight away you're like, no.
Yeah.
But
Where did that
the whole
13
point is going
number come from?
into the podcast and listening to our
Teen.
conversation about it.
And
Like a
having
teenager,
conversation.
13.
Yeah.
That's where we just drew the number from.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was no exact. We just pulled 13 out of our ass.
Yeah.
But it was because it was a teenage number.
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course you're going to get no with if you're going to put the number 13.
Yeah. But yeah, we
so
love
we understand that.
all the opinions are fine.
Yeah,
with us.
that was so
Like,
good.
Yeah,
And learning curves for a
Come
lot
at
of us.
us, okay?
because the question was
Come at
13, but then I don't have a 13-year-old. I
No.
was thinking about my 16-year-old, and I go, is it too young? You know,
Yeah.
so I'm not really answering the 13 because I was like, no,
No,
for
we.
13,
I don't think
but-
we did answer
Nah.
the 13. I think
No.
we were just talking more about
Our own-
talking to our
yeah.
kids at that age, at 13,
Yeah.
and letting them know that it's okay to talk to us about.
Because I feel like every generation, the years coming down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Down
for
and
sure.
down, eh?
Yeah.
Well, it was like
Yoink.
what 30 when
It's like
we
their
were.
periods. Girls are
Well,
getting
we're
them
coming
younger.
down, yes.
Hey, sorry,
No, I don't have daughters.
I don't either, so. Yeah,
By yourself.
about that.
Because I don't have kids that age, so I don't know how it goes. But yeah, it feels like the age is coming down with what kids can get away with. I think social media plays a big part on.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's massive. It's massive.
Because as the teachers, how do you feel like social media plays with kids? Because you can't even police it,
No.
right? You can, we know,
Man, they're hiding
We-
apps, man.
and we know you can watch porn anytime you want.
Yeah.
You know, we can't control that.
Yeah.
I guess, like we said, it's about talking to them.
About creating that relationship with them where they can talk to you about their stuff as opposed to them hiding it from you.
Yeah.
I mean, but I.
Doesn't mean that I'd say, okay, you can
Yeah.
watch 20 minutes of porn.
Yeah. That's your limit.
That's your limit.
I'm going to
No.
chime you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah.
Nah, at the end of the day, it's the society we're in. You can't control it.
No.
I mean,
everywhere.
technology is here to stay, and it's going to advance. You know, so we just got to roll with it because social media is there.
Hologram soon.
It's there.
They're
I
going to
mean,
be like this.
yeah, kids are on Insta, kids are on TikTok. They're only 10.
Yeah.
Some of them, their parents have got TikToks for their kids.
Yeah.
You know, and they're only 2, 3.
Yeah.
They got babies on there.
Oh
Yeah.
my
So the
gosh,
parents are doing it to
yeah.
their own kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, so how are we going to police that
Yeah.
if the parents aren't policing it themselves? Some are, and they're doing an awesome job. You know, good on you. Those that aren't policing it, well, I'm not judging you, but I don't know what's going to happen because this is a new time for us. This is a trial and error, really, what's happening with our kids growing up. So at the end of the day, social media is very influential, you know, because I know a lot of my people that I have come across in the bars and the teaching industry over the other side. Don't talk about jobs. Insta's there. Does someone just snort? TikTok is there. And it's not our job to control it. You know?
Because I think about with technology of the kids.
Yeah.
Because it's like you can go to school with a phone and Google anything,
Yeah.
and just you can just
course
get
there's
A's, straight A's. I think
Yeah.
you can. eh?
Yeah.
You can. Oh, no, we collect phones in. It depends on the schools.
Yeah, but okay, so you got Chromebooks, right? And I just learned this yesterday. Is that so they put they'll copy something they want and then they'll put it into a editor thing, and it, you know how, because you can be done for plagiarism.
Yeah.
So if it's word for word, so then they just put it through this thing and they go rephrase, and then it changes the blimmin'.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Can you
yes.
send me the link?
I know that.
And I was like, man, because I was thinking about when we were at varsity, we couldn't do that. Like
Yeah.
we, you know, plagiarism was a huge
It was
thing.
massive.
Referencing was massive,
Yeah.
and so we had to do, and we didn't have access to like all these
Nah.
kind of things. And now it's like, my teenager told me it, and I was like, going, yeah, are you serious?
Wow.
Like, yeah. And I was like, yeah. So, and it's crazy. And I'm like, well, so are you actually learning anything, or are you just getting through high school by copying and pasting?
Yeah. But
crap?
that's the thing. Hey,
Probably.
I think kids coming through school these days, everything's quite easy.
Yeah.
You know, think back to when we had to sit, you know,
School C.
exams.
Oh god.
Not many things were internal. These days,
Yeah.
a lot of the stuff's internal. And I
Yeah.
said to my own children, go, oh my gosh, you would so die if you had to sit a 3-hour, 2-hour
Yeah.
exam at the end of the year.
And
Because they have no discipline. They don't know how to study for that.
Yeah.
No.
You
And
know?
the pass mark was like 70.
Yeah.
Back in, you know, I
Yeah.
think when my brother was at school, it was like 70. And then I think by the time it got to us, it was 50.
Yeah, it was 50 lucky because I just passed maths. Oh my gosh.
52%.
Oh, it's 51. But yeah, kids have it easy these days.
Yeah.
You know?
I always like
Yeah.
internal assess stuff because that's real life sort of thing. You're doing as you go. With exam, you gotta. It's like you
gotta
gotta have a
cram.
good memory
Yeah.
for the whole year
Build all
in
the
3
way up
hours
to
or
the-
whatever
Yeah.
hours it takes to do the
You
exam.
got to
Yeah.
study. Like,
Yeah.
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 But if you think about it, I like that. I like that for kids because it made them stay at home. It made them study. It made them read. It made them go through their stuff. Now things are so easy. They just have to do what they need for the internal and that's it.
And some of
But,
them
you know,
are
they don't
open
go
book.
and look back at the stuff anymore after you've
Some
done the
of them are
internal.
open book too.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then they forget about once the internal's done,
Yeah.
they need to look at that finished.
But back then too, as well, like now there's a lot more chances. So if you
Yeah.
don't pass and you don't get your whatever the thing's
Yeah.
called achieved, you can resubmit that. So back when we did School C, it's like you failed that last
That was it.
exam.
That's it.
Yeah.
man.
You got your
So-
prelims and
Yeah.
then that was your chance.
Yeah.
You had the prelims and then
You had the exam.
if you failed
and
that,
if
then
failed,
you knew you had to bloody study.
Go get a recount,
Yeah.
but that's about
But
as
now
far
they
as you
got
got.
extensions.
And- yeah.
They got all that stuff
Yeah.
going on. So, oh my gosh! And then remember when the COVID happened, they basically
Oh,
passed a lot of the
they
students.
They dropped the
my goodness.
NCA credits, number of credits that you had to
Yeah.
get to pass. And I was like, oh man, these.
We're making
And
weak
that's right.
people.
And if they had COVID, they could sit it again or something.
yeah, they
Yeah.
got so many chances, and then us old schoolers are here like thinking, what the hell?
They,
Yeah.
If they had COVID, they wouldn't care.
Now you chuck these people into, let's say, situations we're in now with our jobs and everything we're doing, they wouldn't handle. Some of them, most of them.
Yeah.
They've had basically things handed to them. It's been so easy coming, and you got to say, okay, COVID, that stuffed everything up, but that doesn't give an excuse.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. It's frustrating.
I think I know what you mean
About it.
because when we get new people coming through,
Yeah.
especially straight out of uni,
Yeah.
man, I feel like they're like privileged.
Yeah.
Like they can't even. Man, they have to ask question after question, and if they don't like the answer, then they'll find another way of
Yeah,
doing
they'll
it.
go
Yeah.
about you. Wait,
Yeah.
they'll go some other way and try, and then that person will stand up for them. It's like, oh, you mother fro,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And then you get ika, but you can't do anything because
Yeah.
that's how it is now.
Yeah.
Why am I getting angry?
I know, right? Yeah.
It's like they have the right to make it as easy as possible for them. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there is.
When we started work, we had to like suck it up and
yeah.
do what we're told.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
There's no other option.
Yeah. No, that's right.
But for them, there's options everywhere.
Well, that's
Yeah.
right, because you can jump from job to job now, you know. So like before, like so I work in HR, right? And I look at CVs, and if you've jumped jobs like every year, it's a no to me.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you're just like
Yeah.
no. But the number of CVs now coming through where that is a norm, and I'm just like, bruh, like,
What?
because you know you'll just jump I mean, there are some, and I'll question it, because if you're jumping because there's no growth, development, blah, 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 you're jumping, okay, whatever. But still, there's still a limit on how much you can, jump from jobs, because then it looks like, you're just chasing the money, right? We'll just jump to the next thing. But I look for like the longevity, because we need people to, that are going to stay with a company.
Yeah.
We put money and effort into training them and then get them and develop them that way. That's what we need. And that's where I love the generation of the boomers, is how loyal they were to their roles and their jobs, and always turn up on time, always come to it every single day, and it's so hard to find that now.
No, it's interesting you said that, because at our work we had a period where everyone was getting poached, and it was sort of the younger guys that were leaving because they just saw opportunity to get more money, and it was easy for them to go. And now in our industry, it's hard to poach people until COVID happened, because everybody was doing it, and it was like, it's like an unwritten rule. Because if you poached back in the days, you'll be like, everyone will know about it, and they won't trust that company anymore.
Right.
But now it's like everyone was doing that. So, but especially the millennials, because it's easy for them to just hop, because they've, like I said, like they've got all these options now. Yeah. It's not like a one thing. Yeah. So I think you're gonna get that at your job, like how you see, how you see all those CVs that everyone was got heaps of jobs. Yeah. That's normal now. Yeah. That's the difference between now and
back then,
probably 10 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. And social media too. So I was helping my nephew do his CV. And it's his first job, and I said, okay, so I was helping him do a CV, and I said, okay, just check your social media and make sure that your social media is clean. And he's like, what? And then I go, your social media, your public profile? And he's like, well, what's that? And I was like, bro, as a recruiter, I'll go and check your Facebook page. And he's like, what? And I was like, man, these kids have no idea.
No.
But it's true, man. Like, they don't know that this is what we check. I actually, I went and did a talk at Unitech to their operations students. And I said the same thing to them. And these are like, these are like university students that age. And they didn't even know either. And I'm just like, do you not know that we can check your public profile and just see, so if you're standing there with like,
But if you're in an industry that's desperate for workers, you want to care about all that. You just want them in.
Well, there's still, I think there is still a bit to caring about that, because there's so much time and effort that goes into recruitment and training. And you just don't want to be bothered. Like, so I always say, take the time at the beginning to recruit properly so that you can have, you don't have to keep, you're not looking for someone else for another 3 months.
They'll turn up on time. And but if you see they're drinking every night on their Facebook or something, it's like,
Exactly.
But then the mentality of these young people switching jobs, it seems like it's easy for them.
Yeah.
It's hard for us when we're at that age doing it, because it's like, get a job. Oh yeah, we got a job. That's me for the next 10 years. Yeah. Not these kids.
No.
They'll skip and go.
Yeah.
When they got the chance.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And they won't be afraid.
Yeah. 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 Well, they are less fearful than what we were. I think we're more about the stability, making sure that there's the regular income to pay whatever we need to pay, and because we have those responsibilities. But a lot of the younger ones coming through probably don't have that. So I've got enough to go out on Saturday night, and that's it. But yeah.
You need LinkedIn. Are you guys on LinkedIn?
No.
That's the one where everybody gets everyone to work in.
Yeah.
Like I know, because I'm not on there. I am, but not for my work.
Yeah.
But a lot of people in my work, they get offers from everywhere.
Yeah.
Especially during the COVID times.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of our people are leaving.
Yeah.
But man, you go on LinkedIn.
Are you?
No.
I think that's the main place everyone gets their workers from.
Well, because it's a professional site. It's not like a your social media type stuff. It is kind of around the recruitment and putting yourself out there. It's like your advertisement page. Anyway.
I think of my LinkedIn picture if I was to do a picture. It's my profile picture.
I put a LinkedIn on for WesWes Network.
Oh,
Yeah.
true.
But I didn't put my job on there. Just see what happens. But,
Yeah.
And what happens?
but then it's cool because you can go in and because I find that it's a good way to to look for guests and that.
Yeah.
'Cause, you know, see what they're doing and that stuff.
Yeah.
But then someone told me that every time you go on someone's page, it will give them a notification. That
Oh, true.
You
yeah.
went-
No.
Yeah.
You stalker.
And I was like,
Yeah.
oh shit, nah, I don't want to do that now.
Yeah.
Oh, nah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It does it?
It does, because I had because I've got a LinkedIn page when I was doing the coaching, and I got a message to say that one of the recruitment agencies had looked at my page, and so then I went on to the recruitment agency to see what jobs they were, and that's how I kind of ended up where I am today. So,
True.
yeah. Because that's how I found out that they were looking at that they had downloaded my profile, and I was like, huh, interesting. So-
See, that notification thing will go against you, mate. Because, you know, if notification comes up with someone, oh, nah, that guy's a stalker, you know? That person's a stalker. I'm like, nah.
Only if you're a stalker.
So all these potential guests I went on
They were
LinkedIn.
stalkers?
I was like, who's a stalker? And then, they'll come on the show. Oh, nah, you're
Yeah.
a stalker.
Yeah.
Shit. So how long you guys gonna do this question thing? Is it gonna be ongoing? Because it's pretty cool.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
as long as I think we feel it'll go for.
Yeah.
We're usually pretty good at feeling it, whether it's starting to die down or we need to, change it up. So that's the good thing. Like,
I think
at the
we're
moment
gonna
it's
get
good.
people on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but we're not going to make it ongoing. Like, we've already got some things we've been talking about we want to do. So the next one I think will be a cooking one. We're actually going to do something like that in your kitchen.
Because you did the one video, remember the one ages ago you did?
Which one?
The
Oh,
chick
yeah.
at your
No, but
house.
this one was, I'm not going to give too much out now, but I saw something, some kids doing it in America. So I thought, oh, you know what, we're going to do that. And Sin's going to be blindfolded. Rhea, what are we going to have? The headphones? Yeah, so we're going to do some cooking. We're just going to change it up because I think that's the good, we don't want to stick to the same thing all the time. I think AFAKASI SCOOP, we're just doing a lot of different things. And so we want to try new things, but also keep the boxes going because it's working for us at the moment.
And because as long as there are questions in there,
Yeah.
because so when we put out the ad on usually Insta, we just write those down and we throw it in the box. So the question might not come up in the next episode. It's just whenever we pick it out.
Oh, yeah.
So it's kind of like there are listeners' questions in there from like 3
Yeah,
weeks ago
there's
that we
some
haven't
waiting.
answered yet. So it's
Yeah.
kind of just, it will just keep going until the boxes either become empty or,
Yeah.
and then we'll go through and answer the listeners' one if we decide to close it off.
Yeah.
But for now, it's working. I think there's a few things
Yeah.
that need to be tweaked on it, but otherwise it's,
Because when there's anything you guys last episode, like it was a long period of talk between questions, which was which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It gives that I think those topics. It's good when you have multiple topics on the episode too.
Yeah.
But it's also good when you're whakakala anyway. And you just talk. So that's why I think it works for us. Yeah. Should we try one?
Yeah. Yeah,
Would
why
you
not?
like to try a box? We brought along our AFAKASI SCOOP ones.
Well, it's here in the studio anyway.
We brought it along from last week, still sitting there. So should we go one question from each or something?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we'll choose one each.
Okay, Sin, introduce our boxes.
All right, so we have any questions? Sexy questions and Sarah's questions. Who's going first?
Sarias. No, I'm just showing the camera Sarias.
Okay. Since Cam's the owner of the podcast.
Yeah, so I gave it back that
And we've
way.
just taken over.
Sorry,
Sorry about it.
I forgot it.
Oh, sorry. Those are the papers.
Okay.
So yeah, we have the if anyone does come into the studio for
Any
for
questions?
a podcast,
Put it in
they
there.
can throw the questions in.
Look, my bushy scratched me.
Gosh.
Okay, this question from the serious box. Has your goals changed from when you were younger? Start
God, did
to my left.
I even have goals when I was younger? I can't even remember.
I don't remember.
Oh yeah, I think when I was younger, I think from when I was very young, I always wanted to be a lawyer. And I took law in my first year at university, but the lectures were at 8 a.m, and I wasn't really a morning person, still not. And then I met guys, and so it was kind of like all just went down the toilet. But that's okay. But I think that changed pretty quickly. But yeah, and I think it changed because I didn't want children in the beginning either. Like I've never been a children person, and so I was a career orientated person. So then, of course, the career was the path, and then I had children, and so everything changes. So yeah, and growing up since then, obviously. So yes, goals are way different. Yeah.
Oh, did I have goals? Yes, I had a goal. That didn't turn out to plan. What was my goal?
You had
I
a
think
few.
it was to. I wanted to go across, anywhere away from here and sing. That was my goal when I was younger. Yeah, didn't happen. Set new goals after that.
Yeah.
Okay, you?
And did you achieve those goals?
No, but I have now.
So yes.
Yes.
So yes. No at the
No,
time,
but I have now.
but I have now. So it is a yes.
It must have been yes. My goals. My goal was to be a singer until my dad took me to his. So then I was in a church group. It was a Faith House daughter, and there was a group, and we recorded a tape for the Assembly of God.
Wow.
So we made a tape, and it went out. Then my dad took me to. We recorded it at my dad's friend's house because he was Bill Servesi. He's a Tongan. He's passed away now, but he was massive in New Zealand, driving music in New Zealand. So we went to record with him, and then I thought it was mean, and then he came to me and goes, "You sing through your nose." Okay, I had no idea what the hell that meant, but I thought, excuse me? Who are you with all your awards on the walls? Tell me. I sing through my nose.
Son, explain singing through your nose. Son.
So singing through your nose sounds something like this. Oh, hey, everybody.
And doesn't sound that sound great? That sounds amazing. Anywho, so I gave that dream up. And then to be an air hostess, but then I heard you had to look pretty and stuff. I was like, oh, fuck that. Stuff that. So no, that was out.
You had to keep a certain weight, and you
Yeah,
had to
you
have
had to
actually.
look a certain way, and you had to be a certain weight.
I went through that phase as well, but you had to swim, and you had to have good eyesight, and I wore
Swim?
glasses and couldn't
Oh, in
swim.
case you-
in case you went
Playing
down.
Yeah.
Excuse
no.
me, you're just going to
Water.
crash anyway. There's no part of
To swim,
your
eh?
arms over there and your legs over there.
Because the plane's going to be on you anyway. So you can't swim
exactly. Where are you
anywhere.
going to swim?
Anyway.
So that was the criteria back then. But yeah, I wanted
What
to
a
do that
stupid
too.
criteria in New Zealand.
Is it changed now?
Yeah, they've
Do you know?
changed it now.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Oh, so they
Yeah, well,
said
they
just
can have
crash.
pets now and
Did
stuff.
they?
Yeah, but my goals so really changed after that, and after that I stopped setting goals. Thank you.
And just go with the flow.
Just go with the flow.
Yeah, I hate ghosts.
I was pretty much a go with the flow kind of guy at school. I remember not thinking of the future much, just day to day kind of thing. But I wanted to do something in art because I always took art at school and stuff, and I read comic books too, so I wanted to draw. Anything to do with drawing. And I ended up applying for this animation course in town. But then I applied as a backup. I went to architecture, and I applied for that too. And I the first one I got, I'll go, and I got architecture, so I went down that path.
That's cool.
I thought you were going to say you applied to be a backup dancer.
Backup
When
singer?
you said
Nah.
backup, it was like backup dancer.
Can you dance?
Okay.
No,
Can you show us
no.
on your podcast?
It's
How to
one of your
dance?
talents you didn't tell us.
Ice baby.
Go. She'll sing through her nose while you dance.
But no, it wasn't a dramatic
Yeah.
one. Wanted to be one thing and then moved on to another. It was just
Whatever happens,
Yeah.
happens.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you regret going down that way?
Yes.
Yeah.
I should have stuck to drawing
Yeah.
pictures.
But you did drawing too.
Yeah, I
Hey.
got top
You're
school C.
good.
Yeah.
And top
I
C
saw all
sixth
your
form.
artwork
Yeah.
in the garage.
Yeah, but the reason why I dropped it was because my mum didn't want me to take it.
Yeah.
I was the best artist in the school. I'm proud to say that because I beat,
Yeah.
Did you want to continue?
I did. Art was my thing. But
see,
my
this-
mum dropped it. She said no.
This is the era of you need to be a
Yeah.
doctor, a lawyer,
Yeah.
you know,
Teacher,
that- yeah,
a
something,
bank,
not an artist.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because my plan, what I wanted to, because I loved art so much, I loved drawing, painting, all that stuff. And then mum was like, "And am I always
singing.
yeah.
yeah.
You know?
Singing, dancing,
Yeah.
art.
But then I said, Mum, I want to be an art teacher. She goes, "Eh, ma always kupe."
Yeah.
You know, like, back then, hey, you don't really
Yeah,
challenge your.
yeah.
So okay, so I dropped it and I never really did art again. So in my spare time, even at home, like I remember drawing the Flintstones, and it was mint. Like
Yeah.
you could see Fred and Barney, and I loved my art, and I always displayed all my art in my room. I'd paint and just put it on my walls. But yeah, Mum didn't want me to do it, so and that's why I'm happy when I can do art in my class because that's where I do it. But I don't really.
Well, you're doing art when you do the podcast, because another thing I like about doing the podcast, it's the creativity,
Yeah.
and it's the whatever you create from this goes out on the internet, goes out to people, and people find it and listen and enjoy,
Yeah.
and they can watch and enjoy it too.
And the cool thing is they see the different shades. Some are going to be positive, and then you got the negative shading.
Yeah, just like art.
You know.
But see, it wouldn't be there if we didn't do anything.
Yeah.
We didn't do anything.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be there. You know. So that's what I love about this platform.
That's true. That's so true.
Oh, good. Okay, last two. What's this one?
Sexy.
Shaksha.
Sexy.
Oh. This is the one that came through last week from one of the listeners. You and your partner have been trying for years and couldn't bear children. You exhausted every other resource but didn't want to adopt. Would you let your partner conceive with your sibling?
Oh, wow. That's dark. That's a dark one.
Yeah, I would. I
Yeah.
would get their eggs out
Definitely.
and sperm out. They're not going to go meh. You got jokes.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to pull it out and go put it in a test tube.
Yeah, right? I think that's not what was being implied, though.
Oh.
I think it was like, would you let your partner go and meow with your sibling to...
So the first part of my answer was no.
Yeah.
We don't have technology. We don't need to.
But they probably don't want to spend the money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is that
True.
what they mean?
Don't know.
Maybe I don't know how much it costs, but
So like, because I mean your sibling could carry, like be a surrogate, right? So it would be your egg and your his sperm or whatever, and then it goes into the sibling and they can be a surrogate. But if your eggs are no good, the question is, would you let your husband
Without the...
I guess it could be anyway. It depends on how you do it, right? So would you take an egg from your sibling and mix it with your husband's stuff and whoever
Yes.
carries it? That would be okay,
Yeah.
right? Because it's still in the bloodline.
yeah.
Would that be
yeah.
okay?
That's
but
okay.
then the second, so that's okay. But would you
Yeah.
let your partner meal with your sibling to conceive a baby?
Wait, are you
That's
still
sort of
carrying the
bloodline.
baby, or does your sibling have to carry the baby if you're...
Well, I think... Yeah, it'll be the sister.
Yeah. it
Okay,
sounds
so
like
then
it
you
would be
just make the
sister.
guy come in your hands, and then you make your sister lie down, and then you just go push it in.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
IVF?
You masturbate, get a
Yeah.
syringe,
Oh, okay, a syringe
suck
instead
it
of
up,
holding it.
stick
Yeah,
it,
and
and
shoot
and
it
then
through.
shoot
do
it through.
See?
Yeah.
We're so poko.
Turkey based
It's not as easy as it's,
because what we're trying to avoid here is the emotional part of it, the actual,
the money
the
side.
actual
Yeah,
sex.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
what we're trying to avoid.
But
here.
we all say no, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you're always gonna have that mentality, like thinking like,
yeah, you will
it's my
never
sister's
go
baby.
back. Yeah. Oh,
you know,
What?
no.
for some
That's
people,
okay.
Surrogate.
if they can't,
No, that's normal.
It's a surrogate.
It's
okay.
a surrogate, yeah.
Yeah.
to carry up and your
Yeah.
egg. But what if your
Yeah.
egg don't work?
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. If your eggs don't work,
Yeah.
right? Would you take one of your sister's eggs?
Yeah,
Okay,
I
the,
would.
The easiest way, right? The
Yeah.
easiest way if your eggs don't work and you are okay with your
Journey.
sister's eggs was for your partner.
Okay, I don't have a sister. Carry
I
on.
know.
Like
Was for your partner to
you got sisters. You answer this question.
it's for your partner to sleep with your sister, so that's the easiest way, right? the
What
non-expensive
a lucky
way to
fucker.
do.
We just
So she
explained
would
the easiest
carry-
way, the syringe.
Yeah,
and
we
the-
did. That's
that's the-
basically what we said.
It's
not
not the
as
easiest
easy
way. That's why
as
they
you
charge
say.
so
that
much
way.
money for it. Is because there's like a cycle.
They got the fine
there's
needles
a-
and stuff
Yeah.
that they do.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure if you could get the dude's sperm in a thing yourself,
The question is, would you take your sister's egg and
No,
have a baby?
I think that's too easy. I think the question is the actual sex.
would you let them
No,
meow
yeah.
to create a baby
that's
for
the
you?
Yeah.
question.
Okay,
Because
no, to
No.
the sex, but
No.
yes to
worst case
carrying
scenario, it's
my
not one
sister's
time.
egg.
What if it doesn't happen the first time? It has to-
And they got to
No, we
keep
gotta-
going,
yeah,
eh?
keep going like another week, 2 weeks, month.
I'm ovulating.
We're leaving you. We fell in love.
I know.
You know, that's the worst case scenario. Damn.
Makia yale hale.
Fuck to the you. Okay, fuck to the you.
So I think that's a no.
I think it's a no from over here. eh?
Thank you for the question.
But we gave you all these options.
Yeah.
There's
some
so many
options.
options.
Syringe it.
You got syringe.
The truth is, if you're having
Long
feelings
with
for
your
your
finger.
partner's sister, just stop looking. Okay, that's what that one's.
Yeah, I think there's a bit of a problem.
How many people?
That's the
Cam,
hidden-
are you
that's the-
looking at me?
That's the hidden
My
question
sister's
behind that question.
husband?
The hidden question
My
behind that.
sister's husband. I think that's what his question.
I think so.
That's the hidden question.
Wow. How many husbands going for their wife's sisters?
Oh my
Okay, this is the last
Well,
one.
you know, yeah.
This is the last question. One
What's
of
it?
yous pick it out.
Go, son.
Oh, you go.
Okay.
What box is it?
anything.
Anything.
Okay.
Stink.
Oh my god. And
Should I live? Should I live work? Posso leave?
Yeah, can't
Should I live work to make sure I leave something for my kids when I die? Or should I just work enough to have enough for me to like well in this life? To live well in this life? That's the wrong question.
Yeah, that's stink.
That's stinky question.
Sorry.
Okay, here's one. What is your definition of a cool mum? Oh,
You.
didn't we already
know.
do that question?
we
Oh no,
did.
that was on our podcast. It's
Yeah.
back in there.
Forget that it's not our podcast, eh?
What's your definition, Cam, of a cool mum?
I just look at my own mom because when she was working, she was cool because we were left to our own devices most of the time.
So you thought that was
Yeah.
cool that your mum was working all the
yeah,
time?
yeah.
Mm.
And she'll come back and just deal with the main problem. Not every
Okay.
single problem she does now because she's retired.
She used to go back to work. Mum, go back to work, please. A few more days.
That wasn't my mum. That was,
That was son.
that was your
yeah.
son, your belly.
Cool mum. I think to kids, a cool mum is someone who they can talk to and not be judgmental of every single thing. A cool mum is someone, the kids can talk to openly and know that they can go to them. So they're almost like a friend, but at the same time, lay down the rules that I'm still a mum.
Yeah.
So I think that's what a cool mum is to kids. Yeah.
But you know, my answer is a biased answer, right? Because there's a specific relationship between son and mother,
Yeah.
And then
there's
there's
so
a
makanganga.
and then there's a relationship between the
So
father and daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Hey.
princess.
Yeah, there's two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same sort of thing. The mother babies the son. The father, the daughter's the princess. So it's the same sort of thing, you know? And so when the princess goes to the mother, it's a clash. When the prince goes to the father, it's a clash.
Yeah,
So they go
yeah.
back to what they're comfortable with and what they're,
Yeah.
you know? And
Yeah.
so that's what it is. Like,
Yeah.
that's what I reckon.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Spot on.
Boom.
And no need to say it anymore.
That was it, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, that was it.
Cool. I don't think he wants to finish his podcast. He likes having us on.
Well, Rhea has to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Oh,
need
yeah.
to wrap it up.
You can carry on. You're right there, Camps. Are you closing off your show or?
Yeah, no.
He's like, no, not yet, not yet.
We can leave it there.
So how do you finish your podcast? Like I said, I don't listen to podcasts.
Neither.
Well, usually I wait till they leave. So I don't really finish it. I don't really have a start. I don't even have a finish. I just start it whenever.
Yeah.
I start the podcast in the middle of a conversation.
Yeah, I
And
noticed that.
end it at the end of in the middle of a conversation too, or abruptly ends.
See, I'm too
Yeah.
anal for that. I got to know the start and the finish and we sign off.
Nah, because in the description I say
Yeah.
who the guest is. So that's
Oh,
all the
yeah.
information you need. We don't need to repeat it on the podcast.
True.
So I'll leave it to that.
It's good. Thank
Yeah.
you for having us.
No
Yeah.
worries. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Ba,
Uh,
ba, 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 ba.